We gave you 6 years and millions of dollars, and you gave us nothing. What's different now?
Welcome to Cynic Critique, where we get real with cult films. I'm Thomas, and I'm here with my brother and co-host, my bro-host, Bryan.
Hello.
And this week we talk about further adventures of the Fantastic Four, with the 2015 film and the unreleased 1994 film.
Okay, so do I call it Fant-Four-Stick or Fantastic Four?
I mean, in my notes I've got it as Fant-Four-Stick.
So have I, and their font says Fant-Four-Stick on all the posters.
Yeah, but the film is called Fantastic Four.
4 have survived. All exhibit unique physical conditions.
I just want to fix my friends.
You can't fix this.
From 2015, made on a budget of $120 million, only grossing $167,882,880. Written and directed by Josh Trank, also written by Simon Kinberg and Jeremy Slater. It stars Miles Teller as Reed Richards / Mr. Fantastic, Kate Mara as Sue Storm / The Invisible Woman, Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm / Human Torch, Jamie Bell as Ben Grimm / The Thing, Toby Kebbell as Victor Von Doom, Reg E. Cathey as Dr. Franklin Storm, and Tim Blake Nelson as Dr. Harvey Allen. The synopsis, as IMDb has it: 4 young outsiders teleport to an alternate and dangerous universe which alters their physical form in shocking ways. The 4 must learn to harness their new abilities and work together to save Earth from a former friend-turned-enemy.
Yeah, that's it. This is a darker take on the Fantastic Four, as they say.
Yeah.
And I think I was saying to you while we were rewatching it for this, it'd have probably done better in the early 2000s when people wanted darker, more realistic takes.
Yeah. Around the time the Ultimate Fantastic Four comics started.
Yeah, but no one really liked them, really, when they started, so...
I don't know if people like them now.
No. I think it was a weird choice to say, let's do it based on the Fantastic Four that even comic readers didn't like, and then do it in a style that also comic readers and audiences don't really expect.
Well, I think it's also reaction to the 05 one, which we covered last week.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no one likes that one because it was a little campy, a little tongue-in-cheek and playful.
Yeah.
I guess we have to be serious with the Fantastic Four.
Look what that got them.
There's a lot in this film to like, I think. I love the science stuff, the exploration of the science in it. I think they could have done more with the exploration angle, to be honest, of the place they go. That's not the negative zone. I don't think they were allowed to have the negative zone, to be honest. That might have been owned by Marvel at the time.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think they went their way around with not calling it the negative zone. They just said, hey, it's that space we don't really know the name of.
Yeah. But yeah, I quite like that angle, and I honestly quite like the body horror angle as well, especially with The Thing.
Yeah.
And they've managed to do that with... I don't really feel it was there for Sue.
No.
But they managed to build it into the first vision we see of Human Torch anyway.
Yeah.
And there's a good element there in Mr. Fantastic as well, which I quite like.
Yeah, I think it's a hard one to do body horror with the Invisible Woman.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not seeing anything. That's scary. It's in your imagination. Shouts some more to a director from the sides or something. But no, I honestly quite liked elements of this. I mean, it had been butchered to hell.
Yeah.
Because I forgot what the original runtime was supposed to be.
Original runtime was 2 hours 20.
Yeah.
So it has 40 minutes cut off, which I think's unbelievable.
Yeah. There's definitely 2 films going on here as well, because if I'm right, Josh Trank was trying to do a lot of reshoots to change it into his original vision.
Yeah.
And that's when all the backstage drama kicked off. And it's obvious there's 2 films here, or reshoots anyway. It's also been edited weirdly. I spotted it early on, or at least I think it's an odd edit. The very opening of the film is Ben Grimm as a child narrating what job he sees himself as, isn't it, in the future? And is it a baseball player or a football player now? Something like football, isn't it?
I think so.
Where he's like making 10 to 20 million a year, it would be if he was signed, kind of thing. And then when we actually get visuals, it's then Reed Richards as a kid getting called up to class to answer where he sees his future, isn't it? And he starts talking about this science experiment, and the teacher just cuts him off and says it's not possible, it's all fantasy kind of thing. And then they call up Ben again. Well, they call up Ben Grimm then to come and say the same. But his answer would be what narrated. I feel they purposely swapped them around. I feel like you don't really have an opinion on it.
To be fair, it could have been any kid. Like, luckily, it blacks it out, so you don't really see anything. But it does seem like it could be Ben Grimm's.
I would say it was Ben Grimm's, because Ben Grimm in the comics at one point was a football star, wasn't he, before he became the Thing?
Yeah, he was.
And there's just many things like, not exactly like that throughout, but there's parts where Kate Mara is evidently wearing a wig.
Yeah.
The hair is completely different and it doesn't look great. You apparently said Miles Teller has stubble in parts and not in others as well.
Yeah.
Which could just be a continuity thing in general more than a reshoots thing.
Yeah, but then Toby Kebbell just couldn't show up for any of the reshoots for the final act.
And I wish he could, because the final act isn't particularly what I like. Also, apparently, Josh Trank never got to reshoot the final act.
Yeah.
Because that's apparently when it all really went off the rails with arguments and everything on set.
Yeah.
Apparently Trank was even destroying sets, if I remember the rumours at the time.
Yeah.
I can understand there being backlash against their costumes. They're not particularly great to look at.
No.
But I feel they lean into the science and the individuality of the character as well, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. The Thing got the best costume.
He doesn't really have one.
Yeah, he's streaky.
Also, is this the biggest we've seen the Thing in film so far? Because I'm not even sure he's this big in the newest one.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest thing. I'm pretty certain.
Which I quite like the design. I don't think the special effects hold up, but I quite like the design.
Yeah.
Yeah, the face of it and everything. Yeah, I think it works.
There's 4 fingers and 1 thumb.
Good.
No,
People do.
He shouldn't have that, though.
Why shouldn't he?
Because the Thing never has
I don't
4
care.
fingers. He always has 3.
Why is he losing a finger, though? That's the thing.
I don't know.
That's why this is better. This is a better
that's
thing.
the thing. He has 3 fingers.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think that's just because people were bad at drawing hands and still are bad at drawing hands for the most part.
I just think if your hands are that big, his little finger becomes part of...
I've seen people with big hands before, and they had all 4 fingers intact,
Yeah, well,
and a thumb.
The Thing clearly loses a little finger.
Oh, it's his little finger is disappearing. It's not his, like, ring finger and index finger.
It could be. I really don't know. Middle finger and ring finger.
Yeah, what did I say? Index finger and ring finger.
Yeah,
that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
I'm quite certain he doesn't have a little finger.
Well, how can you tell? It would be the outside finger.
I'm just going from memory. He don't have a...
I mean, he's a big man. None of his fingers will be little. But how can you have his little finger disappear? He's just going to be left like a stub where it should be then.
His hand grows anyway because of the rock.
What I'm saying is the little finger is the outside finger.
Yeah.
He's got an outside finger.
Yeah.
So he definitely has a little finger.
And he has an outside finger, a middle finger, and index finger.
Yeah.
Happy now?
Yeah.
But overall, he only has 3 fingers. This one has 4.
Good. I think that's better.
I don't.
It makes more sense.
It looks weird.
Look, if his body's growing in size and is getting covered in rock, he's going to have all 4 fingers.
No.
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
It's just the fact they couldn't draw hands properly back then.
They could.
Not everyone could. It's just simpler that way.
You picking on Jack Kirby?
I am, yeah. I know he's the king of comics and all, but he ain't that great.
Let everyone else argue that.
Jack Kirby didn't do Spider-Man, did he?
No, Steve Ditko.
Exactly. Jack Kirby didn't do Doctor Strange, did he?
No.
No, do you see my point with those 2 characters?
Jack Kirby did the original X-Men suits, though.
Yeah, but how often do you see their hands?
What?
Hands spread like you do with Spider-Man or Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Ditko was drawing hands, I'm telling you.
Yeah, just because Ditko's
If
a better
Ditko
artist.
had done Fantastic Four, the Thing would have had a fully digited hand.
You think?
Yes, because he could draw hands. And that's the fact of it. There's no argument to be made. I believe what I'm saying is the truth.
Alright, you believe that?
I do. Do you have anything else to say on this film?
No, it's horrible.
Oh, I don't think it's horrible. I actually kind of like it because of what I can see it being, but I really don't like the end. There's no need for doom in this either. They could just be stopping a disaster that they started with that stupid sky beam, right?
Yeah, it really didn't need that. The end is just bad. That's all I can really say about it. I think every first Fantastic Four movie tries to do the same thing at the end, really. It's just Fantastic Four,
Fight
Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Even Rise of the Silver Surfer, it was Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom.
I have a feeling as well, Downey Jr. is making his first appearance in this new Fantastic Four film when it releases.
There's Ditko's the Thing. 3 fingers.
Yeah, but that's because it's already been set in stone now, hasn't it, with 3 fingers? You can't just go around changing someone's finger count like that.
Alright, it's been set in stone. It's set in stone that the Thing has 3 fingers, alright? Leave him alone.
But in film, he definitely should have 4.
No, he shouldn't.
It's weird to have 3.
The Thing has 3 fingers.
I don't care what you say.
This is the Thing has 3 fingers podcast now.
I dread to think what that is.
Me too, but I've said it now.
In my head, I've got the Thing going round saying the sort of things you hear schoolboys say when it comes to 3 fingers.
What do they say?
I'm not going to repeat it. I think it's dirty.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, well, you spoke of the thing's 3 fingers. No, seriously though, I think it's a pretty okay movie until the end. That's where it loses me.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's the same problem that the 05 one had, but worse, because this Doctor Doom looks weird.
Yeah.
Like, really weird. And it's a fight that's not necessary in the film. This film could have worked without him becoming Doctor Doom in this very moment.
Yeah.
It could have just been a cosmic disaster from their experimentation
Do you think it could have worked if he was a Doombot?
No, I think that's harder to explain.
See their problems.
Although I do like the power level of this Doom.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just obliterating people left, right and centre with his little whatever that is.
Yeah.
His mind powers.
Yeah, and then when it gets to the Fantastic Four, he can't do that.
No, he has to lift them all about individually and stuff, and they're like, we should work as a team.
And then they just go and do their thing individually and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what good teamwork, guys.
Well, it was in order. And Sue Storm already seems to have a superpower in this when we meet her with that pattern recognition thing she does.
That's just pattern recognition.
Yes, but she's doing it on a superhuman level, just intuitively.
That's because she's really smart.
She's working like a bloody algorithm. Anyway, is there any more you want to say about this, or do you just want to dip into the trivia?
I'm not as fond of the cast on this one.
I like Miles Teller a lot.
That's just you liking Miles Teller a lot.
Yeah,
that's
no.
not.
I was sold after Whiplash and Bleed for this. And I didn't mind War Dogs? I liked him in that too.
So.
I don't think he's a bad Reed Richards, to be honest, either.
He's alright, but he's not Grufford good, is he?
I think Billy Elliott's good as the Thing. I forgot his real name. Where have I got it?
Jamie Bell?
Yeah, that's him. That's the chap from Jumper.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, none of them are really bad, but they're just not.
The casting choice that I'm mostly against, if I was to, say, I don't want that one, is Toby Kebbell as Doctor Doom. I feel the character didn't need to be in this film for it to work.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's him or the writing of the character, but he's very highly intelligent slacker type. That's what he seems like in this.
They cut out the references of him being a blogger.
Right.
He's supposed to be a blogger.
But how does that change him from not being a slacker? He still seems like a very intelligent slacker.
That's what I'm saying. He's a very intelligent guy, but they've just really changed the character. He's also supposed to be a blogger, but people didn't like that, so they were like, we've got to cut that out.
Well, he also weren't called Doom in this either originally, was he?
No.
What was he called? Do you have note of that?
Oddly not. And one thing I thought you'd go get, I left it out and forgot to go back for it.
See if I can quickly find it. Oh man, we could have had Adrian Brody and Alice Eve as Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
Yeah. Mads Mikkelsen as Doctor Doom.
Apparently they wanted Bruce Willis or Kiefer Sutherland to voice the Thing as well. That was for when David Yates was going to be doing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded seeing her.
Me neither.
Why didn't they bring David Yates back?
Don't know.
Some interesting castings we could have had in this, though.
Yep.
We've got Kit Harington, Antoinette Chin, Richard Madden and Jack O'Connell for Reed Richards.
Yep.
We've got Saoirse Ronan, Alison Williams, Emmy Rossum and Margot Robbie for Sue Storm.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, the Doctor Doom cast listing weren't very good.
Is this where Mads Mikkelsen auditioned, or was that just who they originally wanted?
He apparently auditioned, because he apparently auditioned for Mr. Fantastic in the 2005 one.
Right.
Which is weird. People we could have had as Doctor Doom in this one, though, were Eddie Redmayne, Jack Houston, Donald Gleeson, Sam Riley. Don't really know half of them.
Do you know what my favourite trivia to this is? It might be yours, I'm not sure.
What?
It's that Tommy Wiseau was a fan.
Oh, yeah.
Director of The Room.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Star of The Room, and apparently wanted to direct a sequel.
I really don't believe that.
I don't believe it, but I want it to be true. We do also have Cronenberg's The Fly back as reference for this. In the 05 one, it was just for the telepod. In this, it was like, no, I want to do all of The Fly.
Yeah.
So he did body horror where he could.
Great stuff.
Apparently they cite Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, David Cronenberg's The Fly, Scanners, and Josh Trank's own Chronicle as influence on the film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot Dr. Doom was playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Okay, I can't find just that one piece of trivia about Doom's real name not being Doom, so to Google.
Maybe that's what we should have done first.
Yeah.
It'd have been a lot easier.
He was going to be Victor Domashev.
Yeah, that's the one.
I also said Tim Blake Nelson was in this as Dr. Allen. I don't know if he's a comic book character.
No. Oh god, I didn't write that anywhere either.
He's a great character actor anyway.
He was supposed to be Mole Man, but they decided not to and changed his name.
Oh, right, okay. Great stuff. Another teased villain.
Yeah. They love doing that in these films.
But no, Tim Blake Nelson, I think, is a phenomenal character actor. He plays Delmare in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? From the Coen brothers in 2000. but he's already played a Marvel character by this point because he was Samuel Stearns in the 2008 Incredible Hulk. And I believe he's now had his return as that character in this year's... It's not Falcon, is it?
Captain
America Bird of War.
Oh my god. Please carry on.
Captain America... No, they changed its name. It was New World Order.
Yeah.
And they were like, we don't like that anymore.
Yeah.
And they gave it a more Disney-sounding name.
Yeah.
And it's based on a novel. The title's based on a novel.
Brave New World.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I prefer New World Order as a title.
So
Sounds
did I.
more threatening and menacing.
Yeah.
Brave New World, it's just like, oh, that sounds pleasant.
Yeah, I can't believe they got rid of it just because they had enough of people making jokes about the NWO.
Is that the reason, though?
Apparently.
And NWO being a wrestling stable that was pretty big in the late 90s, 2000s?
Yeah.
Hogan era, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kevin Nash, Sting.
Yeah.
Well, Sting was in the NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah. They were red.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Samuel Stearns, played by Tim Blake Nelson, returned for the latest Captain America movie.
Yeah, Bird of War.
And also between then and now, he's been in the Watchmen HBO series.
Yeah.
He was the cool guy in the mirror mask.
Yeah.
He was like my favourite thing about the show. I didn't really care for the show.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
But I believe we're in the minority.
Yeah, well,
which sounds about right for me.
we're also in the minority for thinking this film's all right, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd rather say this hour 40 of butchered movie is all right than say that series was good.
Yeah, I agree.
That series was like 10 episodes of wasted time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you want to go into more trivia? Seems though I guess we've dipped our toes in.
Sure.
Or do you actually have more to say about the film?
I haven't really got much to say about the film, really, as a film.
I mean, the story's pretty what you expect for the Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
right? They get thrown together and have to experiment on something or discover something. And
Yeah. And then they just end up fighting Doom instead.
Yeah.
You know, classic Fantastic Four. Yeah. I have Trank's tweets.
Oh, I have one of them.
Yeah.
But I'll let you go if you've got more.
I have his deleted one.
Okay.
In which he said, at the time, in 2015,
Yeah.
a year ago I had a fantastic version of this, and it would have received great reviews. You'll probably never see it. That's reality, though.
That's the one I had.
Yeah. Well,
Apparently Fox was not amused.
no. And then his other tweet, after seeing the bad reviews, he stated that he'll never work on a comic book movie again.
Oh, I'd read that bad, yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got that this box office analysis apparently state that Trank's tweets may have cost the film $10 million.
Okay.
And I don't think so.
I think they cost themselves more by not sticking with his vision, but...
Yeah. And they didn't have to spend that much money on it. They went back and did reshoots. You know, they wanted the movie. And Fox removed 3 action sequences from this film.
All right.
I think one of them might be in the trailer.
I was going to say, there's quite a lot of scenes in the trailer that aren't in the actual film.
Yeah. And apparently, I'm guessing it would have come into the finale, and I think it makes Johnny more useful in this film when it said that him and Reed were apparently going to build a version of the Fantastic Car that would have had a quantum gate installed to take them into the negative zone, which wasn't called the negative zone, but yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and I thought, well, that makes sense of why Johnny was a car guy in this.
Yeah.
You know.
Trank's Reed Richards was apparently going to be more Cronenberg's The Fly as well in the original version, as in that, well, not so much The Fly, but the character from The Fly. He was going to be more of that misunderstood genius. Obviously, what you get in the opening, where he's just outcast through his genius, and lean more into like existential science freak out than superhero romp. But these elements apparently disappear after that first scene. But apparently, we were going to see more of that type of thing from Reed. Yeah, I've got a list of things that didn't make it that you see in the trailer.
All right.
Ben / the Thing dropping out of a plane.
Oh yeah.
More of Doom's backstory. Reed stretching in combat. That's it.
Yeah.
They're the scenes that I've got there anyway. I thought I had more.
Now, I do have to say, Human Torch doesn't look too great in this.
No, the fire effect looks great. Nailed the element. But the actual person within the flames, not all that good.
I think that we're going for a more comic accurate with the like eyes and mouth.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't work.
What's weird is I remember liking it at the time, so I'm wondering if it's just aged terribly.
No, I've never remembered liking it.
Oh.
I've always thought the Chris Evans Human Torch looked better, even kind of effects-wise.
I never said it was better than the Chris Evans one.
I'm just
I remember
saying.
I thought I'd liked it. But
I'm just saying.
I think it's because of that like black silhouette that you get in the flames that I probably liked, but it hasn't aged well.
No.
Speaking of Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch, there was big backlash online against that.
Yeah.
Just for the fact he was black being part of it.
Yeah.
And then apparently his performance was one of the few consistently praised elements in the film for his charisma and presence. And apparently Stan Lee said he didn't mind when they asked him.
No.
Although he did mind about being a cameo in the film. Apparently he was asked and he turned it down.
Yeah,
But I wonder if that was more because it weren't an official MCU entry by this point.
I think that as well.
Because Marvel were doing what they could at the time to keep their rights on everything they could get for the MCU.
Yeah.
They cancelled the X-Men and Fantastic Four comic books around this time.
Yeah.
And they said it weren't in retaliation to the films industry, didn't they? But it's like, we just don't know what to do with them. But they soon brought them back once it had clearly damaged, or they believed had damaged Fox's reputation with them.
Yeah, X-Men was a book that definitely couldn't go. They had to bring it back. I can't believe they'd even try to get rid of Fantastic Four and X-Men.
But yeah, obviously this film flopped hard in the box office when you compare it to the MCU, even with critics.
Yeah.
Toby Kebbell admitted he was disappointed with the final portrayal, despite his enthusiasm for the character, but he said it was something he's learnt from anyway, from doing that, and he probably won't. Well, I think he already said he won't play it. No, that was...
I think a lot of these people won't do another comic book project except Michael B. Jordan.
Who has?
Yeah.
He's done 2 since.
Yeah.
Because he's got that Raising Dion TV show that he produces on Netflix. So I don't know if that's wrapped up or not, but they've done 2 seasons and I quite like it. It's not the best show ever, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you see that this film was shot on film?
No.
Trank insisted on shooting the movie on film rather than digital to give it a classic sci-fi texture. The cinematographer Matthew Jensen tried to accommodate, but visual effects heavy scenes required digital anyway, which leads to inconsistent visuals throughout the film.
Right.
So there's your reason for some of the badder, or the worst special effects. I was going to say badder. How good English is that?
Hey, you did English.
I did do English.
Yeah.
English I did.
Yeah. Matthew Jensen worked on the Wonder Woman movies as well.
Oof.
Yeah. That second one's rough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the first one's all that.
No, but cinematography-wise, it ain't too bad. But the second one's pretty...
Cinematography, though, it's like, just copy what Snyder did, isn't it, really? They're like, just do that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Josh Trank actually cited the studio for interference for causing it to be an unhealthy production environment.
Yeah.
Along with apparent personal struggles and reasons for the film collapsed. I don't know what the personal struggles were. I imagine just the studio interference would be enough if you're an artist.
Yeah.
Fox XX, in turn, blamed him for being erratic. Apparently it becomes a cautionary tale for auteur-directors working with big studios. It's probably the reason Marvel have such control when they bring in them indie directors.
Yeah.
And you don't really get any of the indie director flavour.
No.
I mean, you're doing Eternals, and what I like in Eternals isn't really what makes the film worth watching.
No.
Especially the landscape shots that she's known for. Was that the director of The Rider?
I think so.
I can't remember her name. It is a woman, isn't it?
Either.
Is it Zoe?
I think so. Zoe... I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember.
You'll just leave it like you're trying to connect to her telepathically as Zoe...
Yeah.
If only Mystic Meg was still around.
I know, right? Chloe Zhao.
I said Zao. I went far off. Is she the director of The Rider, though? That's one of your faves.
It was a good film, yeah. It's not one of my faves. It's a good film.
I listed it as one of your faves because it's that film that you said you really liked after we watched it, and I was surprised that you liked it at all.
She did Nomadland before that, but we haven't seen that, I don't think.
No, need to. Frances Norwood.
Yeah. But,
Norwood.
Yeah, she did The Rider.
Yeah. One of your all-timers.
And it looks like her career fell off the edge of the earth.
What, after Eternals?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah,
well done, Marvel.
Apparently she's attached to the Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot.
Okay, but that's TV, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to The Fantastic Four of 1994, or do you have more to say?
No, we can move on.
Yeah, you said what you need to?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
Matthew McConaughey had been good in a Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Interstellar taught me that.
Yeah.
Put him behind a bookcase. Dream scenario.
Nicolas Cage could be in it as well.
He can be Doom.
He'd be a great Doom.
He was good as Dracula. Play it like that.
Yeah.
Just with a more mad accent.
Him as Doom and McConaughey just in it, I guess.
Yeah.
He can be Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He can be whoever he wants in it. He can play all of them.
Let's go old school, like out of retirement Fantastic Four. Matthew McConaughey as Mr. Fantastic. Nicole Kidman as the Invisible Woman. Hulk Hogan as the Thing.
God no.
Oh, come on, he's Thunderlips.
God no. We're moving on.
Okay.
The Fantastic Four from 1994, or unreleased.
It's one.
Directed by Ole Sassone. Written by Craig J. Nevius and Kevin Rock. On a budget of $1 million, apparently, though I really don't know how much it actually cost. I feel it's a bit conflicted. And
it's probably grossed easy over its budget in just underground sales alone, I guess.
Yeah. It stars Alex Hyde White as Mr. Fantastic, Rebecca Starb as Invisible Woman, Jay Underwood as Human Torch, Michael Bailey Smith as Ben Grimm, and Carl Ciarfalio as the Thing, and Joseph Culp as Dr. Doom, Kat Green as Alicia Masters, Ian Trigger as the Jeweler, your favourite Fantastic Four villain.
Just for this one film.
Yep. And the synopsis, as you all expect, when dosed with cosmic rays, 4 intrepid explorers are given incredible powers.
I honestly like this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For good 90s cheese, it's alright.
Yeah. But I just find it to be really sincere and earnest in its ways.
Yeah.
Despite its budget and effects, there's something that's quite endearing. And also, it remains pretty true to the comics.
Yeah.
More so, maybe, than the actual big studio films we've had.
Kinda. I think it's mainly how they come together that's really strange. And
yeah,
I'd rather them just jump to, I'm going to do the experiment now or whatever, than what happens. Because Reed, I don't know how old Reed's supposed to be at the beginning.
No, but it's the same actor.
Yeah.
Whereas Sue and Johnny are just little kids.
Yeah, they're like teenagers or something, like, at least.
And then it ends and he's marrying Sue.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a time jump. Got to express there is a time jump.
Yeah. Definitely a time jump, but... yeah, when he meets him, he's like... I think he's supposed to be in college or something at the beginning.
Yeah.
He hasn't got grey in his hair yet,
no.
Thank God. And then I think he might supposed to be like, I don't know, maybe like 18 or something, really. But they don't really do anything to express how old anyone is. You just know that Sue and Johnny are in their teens at least.
Early teens at that, I would say.
Yeah, which is just really weird. And then it does a time jump. Ben pretty much convinces Reed that, hey, those kids, they know more about this experiment than anyone.
Yeah, we should probably work with them.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so they go get them. And they're now like 20, or however old they're supposed to be. But yeah, they're not great.
No,
really.
There is something really charming about this film.
Yeah, I think once it gets past the actual origin sort of bit, it's okay. But before that, it's just really weird.
Once they're on their experiment, I really don't mind.
Yeah.
It's the intro, really, with the young Sue and Johnny. It's like, oh, I don't particularly care for this.
No.
Could they just not all be the same age at college together?
Yeah.
Just for simplicity and not needing extra characters, seeing as though this is such a low-budget movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we've said, but it is a low-budget movie because it was given to Roger Corman, his production company, I forgot what they're called, to produce and make, and it had to be started. Was it 93 they did it? They're like, you have to start this now, kind of thing, and work on it as soon as possible. In fact, there's a very good documentary called Doomed, The Untold Story of Roger Corman's The Fantastic Four. It's a bit of a wordy title, I know, but Doomed is the main title, the rest is subtitle. And that was released in 2015, surprisingly. Yeah. Which seems quite poetic to release it the same year as a doomed Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah. I think they knew what they were doing.
It feels that way. It could just be serendipitous. But if anyone's seen is it 1990, the Captain America movie?
Yeah.
It feels very much akin to that, I think.
Yeah.
It's somewhere for me between that and the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Especially with all the Thing shots. Because it's a guy in a prosthetic suit and it's pretty phenomenal for the low budget of this film, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad.
No. It's maybe the best effect in the film that isn't Doom's costume.
Yeah. Doom looks great.
Yeah.
Doom is great.
He does all that theatrical posturing, though, doesn't he? He does Culp. Is it Culp? Yeah, Joseph Culp.
Yeah.
Son of Robert Culp, who's quite a big actor, apparently.
Yeah.
I was supposed to look him up and didn't. I just wrote Culp's a big actor.
Alex Hyde White's father was also quite a well-known actor.
Yeah, I didn't learn that until the documentary.
No.
I was supposed to look that up as well and didn't.
No.
Because when you watch that documentary, you learn that White was kind of the leader of not just the Fantastic Four in the script, but he kind of became the leader of the actors playing them because he had more experience.
Yeah, quite a good documentary, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realise they'd gone around doing conventions to help promote it.
Oh, I didn't. And that was off their own backs as well.
Yeah. I think,
incredible.
Wasn't it Michael Bailey Smith that played Ben Grimm that paid for a lot of the travel and stuff?
Well, I think that was just his own travel.
Yeah.
But the studio would pay apparently to ship the Thing's head for him and that to have at the conventions, because it was just $100 or something like that to just ship it to wherever.
Yeah.
They refused to pay for any of their Comic-Con panels and that they were doing. They were doing it pretty much off their own backs.
Yeah.
Because it's White, isn't it? That's Reed. He wanted some headshots and stills and stuff to sign at these conventions and stuff and couldn't. But eventually they got some from Corman. But it's an incredible story. That documentary is well worth a watch.
Yeah, probably more so than the film, but
Yeah, but I don't know if it really means anything without the film.
Said watch them as a double feature.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We'd seen the film before.
Yeah.
The film is very easy to find, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just a stone's throw away from Google. I don't think we can actually tell people legally where to find it.
I don't know.
If you search it on Google, on a video search, you'll probably find it pretty quickly on the internet.
I was just going to say, if you go on the internet, type it in, you'll find it.
Yeah, and the documentary is easy to find. You can rent that off Prime and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
It's only a couple quid.
Yeah.
You'll probably find it if you find the 90s movie. But they're a great watch. And not just for the fact that they're interesting, but for the fact they're different. And it's if you're interested in comic book movies or cult films in general, the Fantastic Four one is a fascinating story on its own. Because it's still in the era. Like, obviously, 89 Batman had been, hadn't it?
Yeah.
But Marvel had still not had a massive comic book feature success at this point.
No.
And if I'm right, this was while Marvel were just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
When this will be around the time they were selling their filing cabinets in the streets to try and keep afloat, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this film was apparently made just to keep the rights of the film.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty interesting feature. Is there anything particularly you want to say anyway now?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll cover this film on a podcast and my brother has nothing to say.
They did release the trailer for it, as though they were going to release the film. Then they just said, no, that was for a TV series pilot that we're just not going to do.
Oh, is that what they said about the trailer?
Yeah.
Because Roger Corman apparently had every intention of releasing this and apparently had it booked in for 500 screens, and I forgot where it was going to premiere, but...
Yeah, and then it all just got cut.
Yeah. The documentary explains a lot, so I don't really want to go into what the documentary will say. I would say watch the documentary.
Yeah, I said the jeweler was your favourite Marvel villain. The jeweler is made for this film.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't have Mole Man.
Apparently. They could have had Mole Man,
I think they could have had Mole Man. I don't see any reason why they couldn't have had Mole Man. And just...
For what he was going around doing, it might as well have been Mole Man.
Yeah, and he had some thugs, and it's like, look, just, I don't know, have him just have thugs in this. Yeah. It's fine. Adaptations aren't always right anyway. Yeah. You don't need these weird mole creature things or whatever they are. I don't know. I don't really like Mole Man.
The jeweler character is probably what makes this a big deviation from the comics, more than any of it.
To be fair, he can be cut.
Yeah, and released as a TV pilot.
Yeah.
An hour long, maybe it would be without him, I don't know. He felt like he had too much screen time, and I couldn't tell you what he was really trying to do.
He wanted Alicia Masters, and he wanted that weird dual thing that Doctor Doom wanted as well. He's kind of the reason why the movie gets Doom more involved. But at the same time, it's like, he's not needed because Doom was off for that anyway. It's just there for Alicia Masters to have something to do, and to be fair, she don't really need anything to do. She just seems to happen to fall in love with Ben Grimm. She meets him, falls in love with him. She don't really see him for a long time either after that, and then she sees him as the thing. Well, she don't see him. She's blind.
Yeah.
But she meets him as the thing, and she's like, I love this guy. He's a rock band now.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, that's pretty much what happens in the 05 one. She meets him as a rock man, and she's like, I love this man.
She meets him in that one, though, and it actually seems like a normal, more natural of how it's written. But in this, she met Ben Grimm, and then...
The 2015 one from Trank is the only one not to feature her live action.
Yeah. It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah. Exceptionally so.
No Puppet Master for that, neither.
No.
This one could have done Puppet Master. Can't have Mole Man. You've got Alicia Masters in it. Use Puppet Master.
But yeah, apparently this became quite a big bootleg success for the VHS industry. That documentary makes this a sad film to watch in a way if you were to watch this after the documentary.
Yeah.
Because the documentary has, I think, a lot of heart in it.
Yeah.
Because they're interviewing the cast, the director, a journalist that was on set at the time, so he's got quite an amazing story about it.
Yeah.
His own angle. Then they had a historian, isn't it? I forgot the book he wrote. Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
The author. I think you might have the book, actually. It's something like, is it The Untold Story of Marvel Comics or something like that he wrote?
I think so.
It's a title like that. But yeah, the proper Marvel historian, I guess. Oh, and they surprisingly had Lloyd Kaufman on, didn't they? At the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they surprisingly had Lloyd Kaufman on as well as Roger Corman, which I was quite impressed by. Kaufman didn't have much to say. No. Apparently Stan Lee refused to be on the documentary.
Yeah, along with Avi Arad.
Yeah.
People can hate Avi Arad all they want, but he's the reason you've got Marvel movies anyway. So he's pretty much the reason why you have Marvel.
Yeah.
As they are now. Saying as they are now kind of sours me on it a bit, but he kept them afloat in a way with all the films and whatnot that were coming out in
Yeah.
the early 2000s. So I can't really hate the guy.
No. The costumes, they said they looked quite cheap. I thought they looked alright for what the film is. But when you see close-ups in that documentary, they're not particularly great.
No.
Because the suits in this, they are supposed to be homemade, because Sue actually makes them herself in this version, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But a lot of the actors involved saw this as their big break,
Yeah.
which you also learned in that documentary anyway. So they were really excited about it.
I do think it's weird that Doctor Doom and The Thing look pretty good, though. And then for the Fantastic Four, it kind of ran out of budget for the rest of them. We'll just put them in spandex. But at the same time...
Well, it sounds like they also knew they needed to do some special effects work, but that became a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Because on that documentary, it turns out they found a nutter first,
Yeah.
and then they started using Mr. Film, who I was supposed to look up, because I'm sure they're a bigger company now.
Maybe. Apparently Culp started a petition in 2024 to get this released.
Okay, I would back that.
Yeah.
That's the actor that played Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was supposed to look it up, but I haven't. So I don't know if there is a petition out there, but apparently he started one.
All right. Do you want to know something about Joseph Culp?
No.
He was Don Draper's therapist in Mad Men Season 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
But the guy that was the rock form the thing, that Carl Ciarfalio,
Yeah.
he's a stuntman in Fight Club, The Mask, and Casino.
Yeah.
Alex Hyde White, who plays Reed Richards, he was in Pretty Woman.
Yeah. Made me want to watch it.
And Sue Storm actress, that Rebecca Stabb, was in The Wonder Years at one point. But I was going to say the guy that played Ben Grimm, Michael Bailey Smith,
Yeah.
he's played like superhuman roles in Charmed, Men in Black 2, and he was the Super Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street 5.
Awesome.
Anyway, is there anything more you'd like to say?
Yeah, there is actually.
Go on then.
Because there's only really one cast member I actually knew in this film.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's the actress that plays young Sue Storm.
Oh,
Because it's Mercedes McNabb.
Mercedes McNabb.
Yeah.
Is that the new Sonya Blade?
No.
Isn't that something McNabb?
No.
Oh.
Mercedes McNabb is Harmony from Buffy and Angel.
Ah, right, yeah. She's in Supernatural as well, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Season 3. Fresh Blood. I think that's episode 7.
But yeah, this film, apparently, the crew tried to save it at the time, but Stan Lee later admitted at Comic-Cons this film was never supposed to be released.
Yeah.
And the studio swept it under the rug. Fox apparently owned this version, or they did.
Yeah.
So now it'll be actually owned by Marvel Studios, I guess. But apparently they burned it. They got rid of the whole thing, didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't keep a copy.
Yeah, so they say.
Which means the bootleg copy that's around is the closest thing to the final one.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. And Culp in the documentary watch said that he wanted to redo Doom's lines to finish it because he don't like how it sounds through the mask.
Yeah.
I think he still wanted some to have a texture to it, but he wanted it clearer because he says there's some lines and he does like an impression, doesn't he, of like mumbling.
Yeah. I remember you saying actually that the music was probably really good on this.
This is the best music of all the films.
And it's by David
Worst.
I'm going to say the Worst brothers,
Yeah.
David and Eric.
Yeah. There's better brothers out there.
Yeah. I think there is actually the best brothers on there.
I hope so.
I weren't going to make note of him, but I ended up doing so. But the costume designer, just because the name was Rev Richards.
All right.
Yeah. I just made me laugh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. The first few seconds are recycled footage from Battle Beyond the Stars by Roger Corman.
All right, okay. Oh, and they also use sets from Carnosaur.
Yeah.
They're like painted because Carnosaur was being filmed at a similar time as this.
Yeah.
So they're like going to set and painting them.
Yeah.
You'll learn that on the documentary. I highly recommend the documentary. If there's anything you're watching actually that we've discussed on this podcast, this episode, I would say the documentary is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's some amazing just movie history that's kind of lost.
Yeah. It's a shame it wasn't officially released, but as they say themselves, it probably won't be as well known or popular if it.
Yeah, I forgot who it was in the documentary. They think it's been seen more now via the bootleg VHS and that, and DVDs floating about and so on, more than it would have been at the time.
Yeah, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad, especially on the budget it's on.
Yeah. The thing is, they're saying, yes, you can release it now, but I don't know who really now would want to watch it.
No.
It would be mostly people like us that are film preservationists, I guess, and odd cult gems and obscure films in history anyway, isn't it? That would want it more than anyone. But to actually have an official release, I think, could make money on that angle, but they wouldn't want to spend a lot of money putting it together to sell, I don't think.
No.
But it's not that it's not doable, but it's that Alex Hyde White, isn't it, on the documentary? The way he talks, it could have been him that released this film, I think. He's a lot more charismatic as a person than I expected him to be. I was really surprised. Is that all you want to say for this film?
I think so.
Okay. Do you mind if I share what my dream Fantastic Four film kind of looks like?
Go on.
Okay. I guess working title is just Fantastic Four Negative Zone or Fantastic Four Fantastic Voyage.
You could have just said what the movie was going to be. I don't need a title.
I'm just saying they're the sort of titles that I'm leaning towards.
Okay.
Okay.
They're a bit bland.
It's a grounded survivalist sci-fi epic sort of thing. I think Interstellar meets The Martian meets Gravity with a little bit of sunshine and annihilation in there.
You heard a little bit of sunshine, and in my head I heard Little Miss Sunshine.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, Johnny Storm needs to go do a dance. So yeah, it's got that sort of like existential world thing from Annihilation and some of that like emotional depth sort of thing from Sunshine. But the core like exploration aspect of the film is from The Martian and Gravity and Interstellar. So basically the core concept of the film is the Fantastic Four are a part of a deep space research team investigating a newly discovered cosmic storm. And then as they go to investigate the storm, their ship gets pulled in and then they end up going into the negative zone, where then they're in a surreal alien sort of dimension filled with odd physics and strange matter. And that's where their powers start to come alive in there. So there's no Doctor Doom, no massive comic book villain at all in this. It's just them in the negative zone learning how to use their powers, probably encounter weird creatures that exist in the negative zone, because there are some. And they have to repair their ship, learn to work together, learn to use their powers and return home. And then obviously they return home at the end. So that's basically it. If you want to know what the suits look like, they wouldn't have a proper Fantastic Four uniform, I guess, like a superhero suit. It'd just be like their space outfit. But I was thinking of that cool blue, is it blue and orange in Interstellar? Something a little like that. Or is it The Martian where it's blue and orange? One of them have a really cool like blue with hints of orange on the spacesuits anyway. And I was thinking of something like that for their costumes. Because it reminds me of the World's Greatest Heroes animated series from the mid-2000s that I really liked.
I think you're thinking of suits from Prometheus.
Oh, damn! Yeah!
Because it's them that you really like.
Yeah, you're right.
And there'd be a bit of Prometheus.
Sorry, I forgot that
it.
film existed.
I know. And there'd be a bit of Prometheus in it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, yeah, I guess.
That was pretty much space exploration.
Yeah, I'd not thought Prometheus. That's a film the less I think about, the better.
I know.
I would rather watch these two Fantastic Four films again than any alien film outside the quadrilogy, I think.
I think these two Fantastic Four films are probably shorter than Prometheus.
Even with watch back to back.
Yeah.
They feel it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting at.
But yeah, that's the sort of thing I imagine the Fantastic Four film should be for a first feature. Something small, simple.
Yeah.
No superheroes, because Fantastic Four to me aren't superheroes, they're space explorers.
Yeah.
I was going to try and draft up a cast, and I thought I'll do some outside the box thinking and got Dev Patel for Mr. Fantastic, and then I couldn't think of anybody else to be Mr. Fantastic but Dev Patel.
In my head, you kind of wanted Danny Boyle to direct this or something.
And I thought, who would be Sue Storm? And I thought, I need blonde actresses. And then I landed on Samara Weaving. And so I thought, yeah, that's it. And then I never got anybody else. I was leaning towards Barry Keoghan as Ben Grimm, because he likes playing those weirdos that get messed up. But I could not think of a Johnny Storm. I couldn't think of any decent, cool, blonde-haired guys in Hollywood right now that fit that age group.
You don't need Johnny Storm. You don't want to make kids want to set themselves on fire.
But yeah, I guess I've just made a Danny Boyle and Alex Garland Fantastic Four movie by accident.
Yeah.
I didn't realise. I guess Dev Patel put that nail in the coffin.
Oh, you named Sunshine and Annihilation. So.
Yeah, I did, yeah. And then I threw Dev Patel in there, yeah.
I just assumed.
I guess that's where my mind was at the time when I was trying to put something together for this. Once I landed Dev Patel, I was like, I see that. You know, that like...
I'll be honest.
Charismatic, cerebral sort of
It's
guy.
a lot better than Pedro Pascal.
Honestly, I think just casting him alone just instantly put me off the new Fantastic Four. And it's not that I dislike Pedro Pascal. It's just the fact I don't see him as Mr. Fantastic at all, so I don't care to see him for Mr. Fantastic.
If it had been Doctor Doom, I'd have probably been on board.
Yeah, maybe. But then I feel they've maybe made Doctor Doom more likeable than he already is.
Doctor Doom's just too likeable.
That seems to be a problem I've got with Doctor Doom. It doesn't matter who plays him. He just seems too likeable.
Even Toby Kebbell.
Yeah, he's a cool slacker guy. I relate to that.
Yeah, but even when he was Doctor Doom.
Oh no, he looks weird. He looks like a crash test dummy painted in silver spray paint.
I thought he was your favourite one because he just explodes people. One of those people were Tim Blake Nelson, but...
Yeah. Anyway, as of late, I've been doing questions. Are you ready for questions?
Unfortunately, I guess I have to be.
I have to say it like that. I've only got 8. I thought that's 2 Fantastic Four films. That's a question per character in each film of the core 4.
Okay.
The core 4, that's what they could call themselves. Okay. So obviously one of these films was never released and the other one had a big tone difference and body horror vibes that Fantastic Four hasn't really lent in before.
No.
But which version's take of the team resonates with you more and why?
Unfortunately. I say unfortunately, because it is the 2015 one, I prefer that team to the 94 one. Mainly due to the fact what I already said about the 94 one, in which Reed Richards, I'm quite certain, grooms kids.
It sadly gives that impression a little, but I don't think that was its intention.
I know it's supposed to have a lot of heart, but that's all it come off.
But is that really the only reason you're leaning towards the 2015?
No, I do like some of the character stuff that they do in the Fant Four stick, but it don't really seem to lean enough into it.
Okay. Both films struggled with balancing tone and team dynamics and so on in their individual storylines. But which character's arc did you find most compelling or missed the mark out of these two films?
Which one do I find most compelling?
Yeah, which character's arc is most compelling or which missed the mark?
I can go with either.
Yeah?
I'll try and get one of each of them. Okay. Because I think Miles Teller's Reed Richards I thought was pretty good.
Well, that's the most compelling arc?
In that film, yeah.
Okay.
And I'd probably say the Toby Kebbell Doom was crap.
Okay.
In the 94 one, I'd probably say Doom was the most compelling one.
Okay.
And Sue was crap.
Okay. Bless her. She made those costumes.
That's all she did. She was very enthusiastic about it. I'll give her that.
The 2015 film leaned heavily into science and darker themes, while the 94 version had that classic low-budget charm. How do you think these tones affect what the Fantastic Four means as a franchise?
Well, if I'm interpreting this right, then I think the low-budget one of the 94 one, that the budget alone for the Fantastic Four is kind of upsetting.
Yeah.
Because of what they represent at Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, they're the first Stan Lee, Jack Kirby collaboration, and they're pretty much the foundation of Marvel, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I know people probably say, but there's everything before that, but that's like the start of. As for the 2015 one, I do enjoy darker stories and things, but when it comes to Fantastic Four, I do think it goes a bit too far, mainly in its style more than anything else. It could lighten up, but it doesn't.
So what do you think it means for the franchise?
Like, the low budget one of the 94 one affects it in a way that it's, like I said, not really worth, like, it's as though they didn't think it's worth anything.
Yeah.
I think that has quite a big impact on it, because it's like, if you're putting that out and say it's not really worth anything, that isn't good. And then if you're doing the darker thing with Fant Four Stick, I think that affects it in a sense of, why aren't you representing, like, the family fun dynamic that they have?
Okay.
And I think that's quite a big missed opportunity with that one, I guess.
Okay, if you could reimagine one major plot point or character decision from either of these films, what would it be?
I think I've already discussed how Jeweler can just get lost in 94. And in Fant Four Stick, I think Doom really needs some work.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
There's always talk about a Fantastic Four needing a fresh reboot. If you had to pitch a new film, what genre or style would you want it to have? I should have saved this till last and then done mine.
I'm going to say mine's quite similar to yours. I seem to look at a lot of Mark Millar work at Marvel when I think of adapting stuff, because I quite like his... Well, it's more the art with it. I can't remember who the artist is on that, but I just quite like that style. But yeah, I'd do something similar to what you said, to be fair. Yeah. Mine would probably be a bit more...
punchy and fun.
Yeah.
And mine's a bit introspective and thought-provoking.
Yeah, I think yours would try and go too Fant Four Stick.
I'd want mine to be about 2.5 hours long, ideally.
Yeah.
I'd want it to be really deep, thought-provoking stuff going on.
You have scenes where
I'd have a scene with just Reed stroking his chin for 5 minutes while he tries to figure something out.
I was wondering where that was going.
You'd think it was looped, but after a while you realise he's dragged his chin down to his chest in length because of how stretchy it is.
I don't know what that is. I don't really feel that's a smart movie or a fun one.
It's both. It's like, look at that smart guy having some fun.
That's all smart people have fun, is it?
Yeah.
Just stroke.
Yeah.
Right.
To obscure lengths. Were there any scenes or moments that made you actually root for the team despite all the chaos?
No.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem with these two films, isn't it? Nowhere in the film do you go like, let's do it!
Yeah, they try, I think. But I just don't feel it.
And how do you feel these films compare to other superhero films from their eras they're in terms of stakes and storytelling and so on?
Right, 94, you've got like Batman to look at you.
Yeah.
This is slap bang.
We've not long since, I guess, had The Punisher as well.
Yeah.
If you want to go there. That 90s Captain America I mentioned.
Yeah.
Quest for Peace was a similar time to Batman 89.
87.
The Superman 4.
Yeah, that's 87, 7 years before there. If you go in a decade either way, though.
I think Barbed Wire is around this time.
Yeah.
That's a comic book film, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really hold up to many of those.
It's better than Barbed Wire, right?
It's probably on par with Barbed Wire, but I'd have to watch Barbed Wire again.
I've seen Barbed Wire twice. I remember nothing but there being a fence. I remember a chain fence with literal barbed wire across the top.
In my head, I keep thinking maybe maybe it's better than I remember, but I don't really remember anything about it. So yeah, it probably is better than barbed wire.
Has to be better than a fence. In my head, barbed wire is an hour and a half of just staring at a metal fence in the dark.
Pamela Anderson in a weird outfit.
I remember she's in it, but I couldn't tell you what she wears in it or anything.
She wears a tight black leather outfit, doesn't she? Or it's supposed to be like they're all PVC or
Sure.
something.
Spawn was around this time.
Yeah, Spawn's better than this.
What about the 2015 one then?
2015. Right, for me, you've got a load of bad X-Men movies surrounding this, a lot of bad MCU movies surrounding this. You have Batman v Superman the year after this, which I love in comparison to this. Yeah, strangely, this one in the higher end of things at this point in time, which a lot of people disagree with, but for me, I was just like, the MCU is just cookie cutter, as they say.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the MCU films were at this time.
You'll have had Ant-Man around this time.
Oh, it's better than Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like, Ant-Man's okay, but, like, I much prefer the fun of the science at the beginning of this.
You got Civil War the year after this.
I don't like Civil War.
I don't like Civil War either. The Alex Garland movie as well. No, that was okay in comparison. You've got, I'm trying to think now what else there is. Where are you doing many other comic book movies other than Marvel? All I can think. But yeah, there's not really.
The Hellboy reboot wouldn't have been then either, would it?
Hellboy reboot was when?
We should know. We could.
2017, isn't it? Or
So it's around this time.
2018.
And I think that's got a similar problem to this.
Yeah. Bit tone deaf.
Yeah, and just this weird structuring as well.
Gets to the end of the
style.
Big.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
It's been small stakes.
Everything's been good up until now. So yeah, I don't think it's as bad as people say.
Okay.
Like I said, this one's in the higher end.
Last question, because this is kind of important, and I guess it's how we normally end an episode after talking about the films.
2019 was Hellboy.
Okay. Finally, if you had to pick one of these films to show a Fantastic Four newbie, which would it be, and what would you warn them about beforehand?
Oh, Christ. Jesus. The thing is, I'm making myself laugh again.
There's always the thing.
Yeah, there's always the thing. If you let someone watch that 94 one, you have to say this is extremely low budget.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to ignore the first half hour. But once it's there, it's kind of Fantastic Four from like 60s era, which isn't really what you want a newbie getting into. Well, they can do if they want, I guess. But
that's why you've got to warn them about one thing beforehand.
Yeah, I've warned them about too much already.
Well, in fact, what would you warn them? Not just one thing. What would you warn them about? But you can show. You've got to show them one of these films. What you're warning them.
If it's that one, it's like, look, it's extremely low budget. But if you want, you can believe it's from the 70s, just to make it a bit more acceptable. It might be okay, I don't know. But Fantastic, it's like, look, it's definitely a lot darker and not really anything like the Fantastic Four. And then, like, once it gets to the end, that just falls off the rails. So it's like, these are opposite scales.
Yeah. But you've got to pick one to show a Fantastic Four newbie and warn them.
I kind of have to go with the 94 one and just say, look, it's extremely low budget. And if you ask me, it's clearly made in the 70s.
I think you know which one I'm going to go for if I was to answer this question.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'd be like, look, it's got everything the Fantastic Four is. Strange new lands, exploration in science. It's great. It's a little dark, a little tone deaf, and the ending is just complete
nonsense.
Ignorance. To Doctor Doom's presence. He doesn't need to be there. Just imagine he's not there. And imagine their experiment going to the not negative zone, which this is. It's not the negative zone. So imagine when they go to the not negative zone.
The positive zone.
Yeah.
They're going to the positive zone.
No, it's not positive either. It's just not negative. It's that non-equals sign. You know the equals sign with a line through it?
It's a
zone. It's that.
It's definitely a zone.
Yeah. When they go to this zone, it's not a no-go zone, it's not the negative zone, but it's a zone that they go to.
Yeah.
That should be a no-go zone, but they go there, and they create a temporal rift, basically, that creates a sky beam. Ignore everything to do with Doom in this film. Ignore it.
I'm sorry, but I didn't realise you could say, look, the thing I'm going to warn you here is, I'm going to rewrite the movie for you. Just ignore it.
I'm warning them.
You're rewriting it as well at the same time. It's like, pretend this, pretend that. I don't think that's a warning. That is, look, pretend you're watching something else.
Yeah.
Right, so you're telling them to watch this. Once it gets to the end, you pretend you're watching something else.
Sure.
Just like you rewrite the whole film play before you watch it, yeah?
Not the whole film. I'm just rewriting scenes with Doom, so he's not there, and I'm rewriting the ending, so Doom's not there. I'm basically telling them, watch the film, imagine no Doom. Imagine comic book colour palette.
That is entirely just pretend you're watching something else. It's bright. Doom's not there.
Look, I'm warning them, that's all I'm doing.
You're rewriting the film for them.
No, I'm basically saying, The colour palette's dark. Just imagine Doom's not there, but that's my warning.
There's just scenes in my head now where there's just Doom walking down that hallway. They're like, I don't see anything. John Cena.
Oh dear. Anyway, that's all the questions.
All right. Do you have a favourite moment from either of these films?
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. In the first one, the 94 one, I like the bit where Reed stretches his leg clunkily to trip that guy up. The final fight. And in the 2015 one, I like the part where all their powers kick in and the thing is stuck inside a big rock.
For the 94 one, you could have also said, I like the bit where Sue just ducks down and they run into each other.
Oh, yeah. And she turns invisible to do that.
Yeah.
That's a technique we see work many times in old films where no one goes invisible. Just duck down.
Or the part where Human Torch says, I'm trying to burn this wall down, and the thing just says, you take it too long and splashes through it.
Yeah, that was pretty good too. But I like the bit where Reed's clunky leg stretch. It's so funny. So thank you for joining us this week as we drifted through lost reels and unstable matter, where vision met compromise and potential flickered beneath the rubble. You can find us at cynic_critique on X and Instagram, and cynic-critique on Blue Sky. Next week we're diving into The Waves of Madness, and we will be joined by its writer, director and actor with the return of Jason Trost for his second appearance on the show. You won't want to miss that shit. Roll in. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Don't send help!